Hey guys, you're listening to the Your Party People podcast. This is Lexi Tran, owner of Ivory and Fern, a Midwest-based photographer.
And this is Katie Murphy, owner of Jane Ray Events, your Midwest wedding planner. We're here to give you couples a guide on how to maneuver one of the best days of their lives and how to keep it from being one of the worst. Welcome to the party.
Woo woo! Hi guys. Welcome to your party with Your Party People. Last time we talked about the stress sweats of the wedding week.
Yes.
And that was a good one. So reverse it if you haven't heard that one yet. Today, we're talking about one of my favorite things, the trends of 2021.
Yes, mine too. I'm so excited about this one.
Yes. But before we get into it, your national day today is National Junk Food Day.
Yay!
Who doesn't love some junk food? It's my guilty pleasure. I stress eat a lot. My choice was hot Cheetos. The bag is upside down because life hack, if you didn't know, all the dust for your chips sits at the bottom of the bag. So if you open it from the bottom, all the dust comes back down onto your chips.
Revolutionary.
Yes. Katie, what was your junk food of choice today?
Mine, nacho cheese Doritos.
Yum.
Can't beat them. I'm only missing a Diet Coke. I love that pairing. Instead, I have rosé wine with Doritos. Quite different, but
so classy.
Yeah, so classy. Had to keep it classy for the podcast today,
All right, Katie, bring us in.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about 2021 trends. And a lot of these trends that we're going to talk about today, they're really created and affected by COVID. So that plays a part into a lot of these trends. And people are going, they have smaller guest counts, but they're going bigger. So that's a lot of these relate to that as well. And overall, more into details, just because that plays an effect. Like if I only have to set up a reception for 50 people, well, then I'm getting this centerpiece. Everyone's getting a gift. You get a gift. You get appetizers. They're going much bigger.
Love it.
Yeah. So trend number one, this is fun.
I love this one. You just told me about this. And I wish I would have done this for my wedding. A welcome box. So we've all been to a wedding where like your meal card or your table card or something of that nature is just set out on a table. This now is a new trend where you have a tiny box customized to fit all your papers in it. So like your program, all those things, the table cards, menu cards, whatever it is that you're doing included in those boxes. And with a touch of COVID, some masks, hand sanitizers that are all placed in that general area right before people come in. And then they can just grab their box and like get a little gift. And it feels extra. It's like a little way to feel a little classy, a little bougie, a little extra, which I wish I would have been able to
think it's kind of the new guest favor.
Yeah.
Like here's a little box to celebrate with us. Here's your roadmap through the party today.
Right.
Type of thing.
And I mean, you could customize that in so many ways. You could do like, if you're going to have bubbles for after ceremony, you could toss that in there or candies or, everyone loves a customized water bottle for them hot weddings. That would be great. There's just so many things you can do with that. I love it.
Definitely. Another trend is tents and twinkly lights. So with COVID, and it's definitely still here, people feel more comfortable being outside. Yep. And so naturally tents are becoming more of a big trend. And people love bringing that outdoors in kind of feel too. So you're out in nature, the grass, the greenery, the fresh organic feel that's involved all in a tent. And then the twinkly lights, I don't think they'll ever go out of trend. They bring such a romance feeling to the night and coziness.
Oh yeah.
So fun to be in a room with that.
Love it. Oh my gosh. Trend number 3, mini appetizers, you guys. So just bite-sized portions of things for people to grab. Not necessarily like cocktail hour, but on a different level.
And they're going really creative with them. I'm trying to think of one like a cookies and milk kind of appetizer where they have like a mini glass with milk and a cookie on top. So
cute.
They're mini, but they're really unique and like thought out and kind of extra too.
cute. I love it.
Charcuterie boards as
Love
well.
it.
Those are big.
That's like a skill on its own.
Yes. I feel like that was a pretty big, I don't want to say trend, but people talked about it a lot on social media through quarantine and COVID of last year. And we're talking about how it's like Lunchable, but for adults.
Yep, literally. And there's like real portion sizes as compared to a Lunchable.
Yeah,
I don't have to
mini
eat 9
pizzas
Lunchables.
to be full. I love charcuterie boards. Those are super fun to put together.
So
They're beautiful too.
Yes. So aesthetic.
Beautiful. The next trend that we have, not the normal wedding day date. So Wednesday weddings happening on Thursdays. Sundays, I feel like was already trending, but weekday weddings is going to be more of a trend just because with all the reschedules from 2020 into 21 and then everybody getting married in 21, there's only certain dates available.
Right.
So naturally that's going to be a trend because of COVID.
Oh yeah. There's like 3 times the amount of people fighting for dates than there ever has been before. And so be flexible, be open to things.
Right.
That's a good.
Yeah. And those people that have like Sunday weddings that have to pick a Sunday, brunch weddings are also a trend because on Sunday, I mean, some people are still doing the full blown traditional timeline, but you could do a brunch style and have a fun menu with it. Bloody Mary bar. People still will dance after some mimosas and Bloody Marys. And even though the sun's out, that doesn't matter.
Oh, absolutely. There's always a handful of relatives that are ready to get down. There's no doubt about that. Trend number 6. This is a cool one you told me about too. The nano moon. So basically, if you, with COVID, with restrictions on travel, if you can't do a full-on honeymoon, do something not micro. You don't have to do like a staycation per se, but you could go somewhere across the other side to your state, or, like you could do a staycation if you really felt like you didn't really need to go super far.
That would still be considered as a nano moon.
Oh, yeah.
It's something that you as a couple can get away after the wedding still to celebrate, even though you may not be able to go to Europe or like your dream honeymoon right now, but just a little something to still celebrate, ride the high of the wedding and
take advantage of it. Absolutely.
Because usually you're ready to kind of have that time together, just you guys, and almost do nothing because the wedding day is a marathon day and leading up to it is as well. So it's nice to have a little escape.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
For sure. Before we go into the next trend, we are going to take a little break and chat with our girl, Ashley Anderson, with This or That, and we'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's Ashley with This or That, and today we're talking about an open bar versus a few hosted items and a cash bar. So there is a bit of a difference here. So a full open bar is going to be where your guests can go up to the bar and order pretty much anything they want. You may have some parameters on that. Typically venues allow you to put a certain amount down ahead of time, and then they'll check with you once those funds have been allocated towards your guest drinks. Or you can just do a full open bar all night and then pay the tab at the end. I would always recommend, if you have an open bar, don't necessarily advertise, just let it be a pleasant surprise for your guests. That way, nobody goes too overboard. The other option is to do a few hosted items. And I think that this is a really popular way to treat your guests, maybe just during that cocktail hour or until those items have been consumed. So that might be 1 keg, 2 kegs of your favorite drinks, or a couple of signature drinks. That allows your bartenders to do a really quick turnaround on those drinks because they're not making so many different things. So think about that when you're considering how to treat your guests at the reception.
Hi guys, we are back. Thank you, Ashley, for a tip with This or That. We are going to go back into talking about 2021 trends. Our next one is the focus on florals and on the details. So as we mentioned a little bit earlier, as people are having lower guest count, they still want to make it extra special for those people that are able to be there. So that means huge statement floral installments, or getting the tall centerpiece with more flowers in it than you would have if you have to set up a reception for 400, 50 versus 400, and just going bigger in smaller ways.
Yeah.
I would say is a trend that we're definitely going to continue to see throughout this year.
Absolutely. And why not take advantage of that? And if that's something you've always been interested in, go for it. Just take it and run with it.
Yeah. And actually I know South Dakota is a little different every state is a little different with how they've handled COVID and just the regulations and restrictions. But I even saw this trend last year.
Yeah.
Like everyone was asking us, do you not have many weddings? Like how's the feel? What are people doing? And a lot of people did this last year where they still were going to have their date.
Right.
They just cut it back. Some people chose to cut it back, or guests just weren't comfortable going, so it naturally declined. But they still spent a lot on the decor and the design of everything.
Right. It's almost like COVID kind of made everyone reflect a little bit on how much more all of those things matter to them. And so they're like, oh, yeah, I do care about the details. Like I am going to put more money into that and not have as many people there.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Trend number 8, transformative attire.
Yes.
I wish this was a bigger thing when I was getting married.
Me too.
Don't be so stuck to one dress.
Yeah.
Like if you want 2 dresses, girl, you get 2 dresses.
Yep.
There are so many things now, like removable sleeves or capes or skirts. Like, have you seen those skirts that just pinch right at the waist?
Yes.
And they like flow out? Like, oh my gosh, those are insane.
Oh, I personally love the capes.
Oh my
I would
gosh.
wear a cape right now.
So fun. Every day. I mean, Edna Mode says not to wear capes, but we all know capes are cool. So
Yeah, I love them.
yes, love it. If you want a different option, absolutely. I feel like designers are starting to get more creative and starting to do some more quirky things, which I love because there are people that are out there that don't want a traditional gown.
Yeah. And I think, again, the COVID coming in, affecting that trend, because you may, if you got married last year in 2020 and you wore your dress that you wanted to wear on your wedding day, you may wear that again this year at the beginning of your celebration and then go into something else for the party, for reception. Because you're like, okay, I've been in this dress a couple times. I'm ready for a fun, like I'll get a second dress.
Like I said before, just take the opportunity. If you're into that, just go for it.
Absolutely. Our next trend is assigned seating and pod seating. So I'm sure you know what assigned seating, seating chart. Yep. This is your table, where to go. And that's going to be, people are going to choose that route even more this year, I think, because they're more comfortable sitting at a table with their household or their people they see every day because of COVID
Exposure.
again. Yep, because of exposure and to avoid spreading and just safety things. And pod seating is actually same thing. It's assigned seating, but only 2 or 4 people sit at a table.
That's so crazy to me.
Which I actually did that last year a couple times for my weddings. There were just a couple relatives or guests that were like, we really want to go. We don't want to miss this day. Can we, but we're very nervous. Can we please have a table, even off to the side and just a couple sit at it that we're with all the time? And we did that. And they could be there on the day to celebrate.
And how easy, how simple it is to make that accommodation, especially like if you consider like grandparents and stuff or relatives that might be more susceptible to COVID and things like that. Yeah. What a great adjustment.
Yeah, especially for grandparents, like sitting just them off to the...
Absolutely.
Yeah, just their table.
Trend number 10, you guys. This is my favorite trend.
It is. It's so Lexi too.
Oh my gosh. It's pretty much my house right now. But we're talking retro color palettes. You're talking your mustard, your terracotta, pinks, all of those like sunset vibes just right there. Big 70s vibe is a huge thing right now. I love it. It's beautiful. It works all the time. And I hope it stays as more of like a timeless trend. Yeah. Because I feel like I just love warm and moody colors. And wow, that color palette really just hits it right on the head.
I absolutely love it too. And actually my house has it's more modern, but it's like has a 70s flair. I've loved that for years. I've always loved that style. So I'm glad it's in trend right now though, because stores they have more of those items to find. Before you had to really hunt for them. Find the wicker and the hanging plant decor. But that is all going into weddings. The pampas grass goes along with the 70s vibe too. We'll see a lot of that this year.
Oh, beautiful. I love it.
Well, that wraps up our trends that we wanted to share with you guys for today. Tune in next time. We'll have another fun topic to talk about. And thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Your Party People podcast. If you already love us, make sure to come back to the party every other Wednesday.
If you really love us, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at It's Your Party People Podcast. And make sure to let us know your thoughts on the show and if you have any topics you want us to cover in a future episode. DM us on Instagram or email us at yourpartypeoplepodcast@gmail.com and maybe we'll give you a shout out on the next episode. See you at the next party.
Bye.